modern schemes, unraveling truths and chasing dreams.
Good morning, Toyota. You guys sit down in the queue, or are you going to request to come up and talk to your auntie? Because next week we're having midterm exams, y'all. Well, there's only one person in here, but yeah. We're having midterm exams next week now. Hello?
I take the midterm exams already. But yeah, you know I was gonna come up to talk.
What you doing? Puffing? Puff, pass, pass?
I was just smoking. It was my morning blunt. So I was just trying. I knew I was coughing, so I just didn't want to cough all in the mic and phone. So I was just trying to wait till I finish.
Ah, that's so respectful. Do you celebrate Easter? Why you got quiet?
What do you mean by celebrate Easter?
You know, take the kids out, or just go to church as an adult.
Oh, okay. So I stopped doing all of that. I stopped doing all of that. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. My kids are doing it.
Okay, good. Okay. Oh, Jesus, thank God. I don't feel alone. Jesus. Nah, because I do know. My mom, she still take her because I know none of me and my siblings will go to church anymore. Like, I know that for certain. But I do know my little sister. She still try to go with our mom. But I know definitely she do take the grandkids, like my nieces and nephews, like some of them, not all of them. So I think she probably got. And then I think my sister is gonna go to church this year because my sister just gave birth. So she would bring the baby to church just for I don't know what reason, but yeah, I feel like my sister is going. So all her kids, and then I think my eldest brother, I say his middle two. I say the middle two would more likely go. Like the oldest is his twins. They're not going because they stay with their mothers. And then the rest of my eldest brother's kids are from the same woman, so they all stay. Like, you know, he just got two different households. And so I think those two, Madison and Des, they definitely go to church. But the rest of us, yeah, we not going to church. And I'm pretty sure she just gonna come around to our houses and give us plates.
Oh shoot, she delivers? Now my mama, she be like, you find a way to get here or you don't eat.
Oh no.
Yeah, God. Here comes the delinquent. Here comes the one that's always cutting classes and never doing his homework.
Oh yeah, Kingpin being random. Kingpin be in our life. I got to snitch on Kingpin. So Kingpin be in our lives all the time. Yeah, brother. Yeah, bro. I'm snitching on you. So he be in our lives all the time, and he never requests stuff. He hardly requests stuff. Then I catch him in the most random op live. But I never complain because he always going against the grain. Like, whatever, because they always talking about us. So I always see Kingpin standing 10 toes. But I'm snitching
Yeah.
today, Negro. I'm snitching
Oh
today. You gonna
man.
start joining
I
us,
don't,
man.
I don't be having nothing to say, man. So if I don't have nothing to say, I don't talk. This is just my personality.
Yeah, right. You always got something to say.
Nah, you gonna take responsibility. Nah, I want you. Nah, I don't care if you ain't got that to say, nigga. Just say hello, nigga. I'm used to hearing you now.
Nah, man. That's just, man. That's just how I am, man. I do say hello in the comment section. I'm gonna say hello in the comments. I'm just not waking up, man. BX, I just saw your message too. We'll talk offline, but yeah, that's crazy. That's my public profile, so that's the one that I didn't have enough followers on. But we'll talk. But yeah, man, I don't be having nothing to say, man, and I ain't gonna force it. And if everybody's already handling business, you know what I'm saying, then I just sit back and let people handle business.
If a man is up there getting too disrespectful, he'll join you. Like if we on a panel that accepts everybody to come up and talk, and one of the men are getting too disrespectful, especially with the ladies, he'll come up.
Yeah.
And I won't.
Yeah.
So you got your homework, or it's like we're having midterm exams next week. Now I don't know what day. It's literally a pop quiz. So you know. I mean, you want me to be a professor, I got to step into the role.
That's true. That's true. Oh my goodness. Oh, tired.
Don't be. You didn't even answer the question. You're avoiding the question.
Yeah. I got. Well, I can do my homework. I just woke up.
Let's get to it.
I literally just rolled over just now.
Okay.
Yeah. So I can't do it right now. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah. The only reason I jumped up so fast because I saw your urgent message though.
So I have some really cool. I gotta admit, sometimes I get brain fog, so I start Googling like current trends for foundational Black Americans. This search term was for current trends for foundational Black Americans from February to April 2026, right? So February 2026 to April 2026. And I found that Atlanta had a Black Expo at the Georgia World Center, or is that World Trade? Some of the lettering got cut off, and that was in February, and the focus on it was like entrepreneurship and stuff. I also found that they in the North, and they literally said North, they did not say New York, but I know New York, reparations hearing mentioned, the Jamaican lady mentioned that freedom schools should be for all of the children, right? For everyone. And Sister Brooke got into her on some of the things that she was saying because she's still Jamaican, and we don't really care as foundational Black Americans if they work at the Harriet Tubman Center or whatever. She's still Jamaican, not a Black American. Harriet Tubman is not her ancestor, nor should she try to tell us what our reparations package should have, right? So freedom schools were actually built by or for the formerly enslaved and free people. They call them free people of color. What I read for this was that they're implementing it in the North. And so I said, well, will the Caribbean, the Africans, and Latinos be included in the freedom schools? And they said, yes, they are building Me Too FBA cast. And that's Brother Goingworth, if y'all didn't know. That's his backup page, I guess. And they're trying to build a more broader, inclusive curriculum. So they'll be in those schools. So my question really, is stating, why does everybody think that we are the blueprint for their issues? And is Freedom Schools 2.0 culture vulturism, or should they be inclusive to all? I say no. Any thoughts, fellas?
I gotta ask you one quick question, very vital question. Did you say theater school?
Come on now.
I don't know what kind of
My
school you said. What
northern
kind of school you said?
freedom.
Oh, freedom.
Freedom
Oh,
schools.
freedom school.
Freedom
What's
schools.
a freedom school?
Freedom schools is what
You're not ready for the. We gotta yell at him. He not ready for the. He not ready for the pop quiz. So teach. Can I teach him what the freedom school is?
Yeah, you gotta teach
Be
me.
my assistant for today. Go ahead.
All right, thank you. Now, I'm not an assistant, but this is a classroom, and he not ready for the pop quiz. And so the freedom schools was built by our people after more so during the kind of like God damn it, Reconstruction era. So like, it was built by free people of color and also the formerly enslaved. And so yeah, that's the reason why it kind of got freedmen in those school names, because those were our people. But she just literally just said that information. Bad on you, Kingpin. Bad on you.
Oh man. Well, I had to mute up and go lose the bathroom and all that, man. I just gotta come on, man.
Nah, I've been up since like 6, bro. So I already had my morning. I already had the morning dub. I already had the morning blood, the morning coffee, the morning down, the morning.
He said the morning dump. I'm done.
you know. So okay, so I'm the only one who takes some more.
No. Everybody body recharge during the night, and you have to release everything from the day before.
All right, so yeah, so you got the morning preparations. You got to. I already did through my phone, bro.
Oh yeah. That's all good.
Man, AT, I was just over there in Indianville. They funny as hell. I'm mad because they ended the live before I got to ask them, do they consider me a little a messed up African or something? I was over there. Them people funny as hell. Lord Jesus.
You are Miss Keita. You already linked to the classroom, and you want to disrupt the class by telling nonsense. See, we got to get on y'all.
What?
See, yeah, you already linked to.
I didn't even get the notice. I didn't even get the notice.
Dayoda was the first one in class. Dayoda was the first one in class.
What time did class start?
Her class started.
Class
started promptly at. Let me see the time. My fault, because we've been in here for a minute. Class started promptly at 8:45 a.m. this morning.
I'm 2 minutes late.
Yeah. Nah, you're 20 minutes late. See, you said the wrong time.
You said 8:45. It's 8:47.
Oh, okay. Well, then my fault. It started at 8:30.
No. You said 8:45. I'm 2 minutes late.
It started at 8:30, Keita. It just started at 8:30.
8:30. Okay. Dayoda didn't get here to 8:45, so.
Nah, I got here.
No, he was in the room for a minute while I was setting up and stuff and turning on the music.
Exactly. I brought in Krispy Kreme donuts for everybody.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Okay.
And I got hot chocolate, not coffee.
I woke up finishing off my little drink from last night.
She ain't never gonna be the teacher's pet. I gotta tell you. She ain't gonna be the
She is not ready for the pop quiz. Simon, come up here. Simon, you better request on stage. For everybody that be normally getting this is. See, y'all gonna stop breaking outside. Cass, cognac. Cass.
I ain't bring cognac. I brought Kahlua.
Wait, Cass, pour me a little shot. Cass. Pour me a little shot. Give me a little shot.
AT, I've been making this little drink lately. It's good, right? So it's rum shot.
Class, y'all. I gotta tell you, Simon peeked in the window and he kept scrolling. I don't see Simon in the box. He ain't even in the views list. His page is in private. He said, I'm going on. He read midterm exams and he kept scrolling because he's also delinquent on his homework in case he's in the hallway listening.
Ooh.
Go ahead, Keita.
Good
morning, Melissa. We have a new student today. We have Miss Melissa. She's from Mississippi, but she relocated to New York for a while now, but upstate New York. And she knows a lot about city council planning and stuff like that, and land ownership and stuff like that. And New York, especially too. I think she has some chicken coops.
Oh shoot. Okay then. Shout out to Miss Melissa.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta give FBA Cast his shout out because FBA Cast comes to every class, no excuse. Yep, he may be late sometimes, but he joins. Yep. I think he's the hall monitor. I don't really think that he's like, because he doesn't get homework. I don't think I give Cass homework.
You don't.
Like, don't do
You
that.
don't.
Nobody special. Cash, you got homework too.
I don't know how he get the slide to homework.
Yeah, nobody special. He get homework too.
I don't know if he's sneaking apples in on the desk or something before we, he got some kind of little
He's
free
in Blessings
pass.
Black delegation.
What's up, family? Blessings, y'all. How y'all doing?
Blessing. Oh, we got
Grand Rising.
Well, we got to figure out. Are you like on the board of directors of the school, right? Are you a contributor of the school? Are you another teacher from a different room just coming to see us? Or will you come frequent regularly and be a student of this class?
I'm the dean.
And pop quizzes.
I want to be a dean of the school.
Oh, a dean.
We gotta regulate something.
Oh, he want to be a dean. I think that, he could be a dean. He did contribute to the protest.
Of course. It's all about the family.
Student, y'all.
It's about the lineage, man. We going forward it. From the north to the south.
Smart to say. Wait, go ahead, Keita.
I don't have anything smart to say. I was just listening to.
Keita trying to be.
But shout out to the donors. Shout out to all the donors.
So, what we do here, Brother Dredd believes that I should be a professor. Brother Shadow Bear said I should be a historian. Other people have come to me and asked me to join lives because I can explain FBA, how that everybody they heard, especially on the platform they were on, the people up there weren't necessarily FBA, but they were tanking. For me, to go talk to a room full of people who identify as African American is a setup. At this point in the game, you understand FBA is an ethnonym and that delineation is the movement. I don't understand why I got to keep scrolling and see FBA movement all over the place, even from some FBA. I think it's kind of easy to I don't know. But at this stage in the game, they understand that we're just making a distinction between us and the melanated immigrants. And the things that we're demanding from our government should not be given to anybody else. Exactly, we are not a movement, but we do have a movement. Those who choose to join, because they are FBA with a Pan-African mindset. What I try to do when I hear Pan-African is ask them a key question, and if they answer it the right way, I say, okay, there's hope for some Pan-Africans, right? What is the right way, BX? Or Professor BX? Let me get into that, right? And I will tell you, if they say that the African, not even the Africans, the Caribbean and the Latinos have to fight the country of their enslavers, and not for reparations, but not our claim against our government. So, I did, I was telling everybody before Yoda, before everybody came in that I had to Google, every now and then I Google current trends for foundational Black Americans. The time period was from February 2026 through April 2026. And Atlanta Black Expo, I think that's the Georgia World Trade Center. Is it World Trade? World Center in February 2026, where they focus on entrepreneurship. So I wanted to know if anybody went, what were their thoughts? Also, I found out that Freedom Schools is trending for foundational Black Americans, and I was relaying to everybody that maybe 2 hearings ago in New York for reparations, There was a Jamaican presenter, and she was speaking about reparations and what she felt it should look like. She did work in Binghamton for the Harriet Tubman, I want to say foundation, but it's like a center of attached to Binghamton, right? So she has this like prestigious position, and she really mentioned freedom schools should be for all. Sister Brooke did tell her after, in her speech, because Brooke, she can counter somebody real fast when she hears it, right? She's really good with that. But even afterwards, she got to talk to her, and she told her, "You're a Jamaican," and I'm paraphrasing. "You should never think you should tell us what our reparations should look like." So was that Freudian slip or premonition? What's going to happen, right? So as I looked for trending topics for us, like what's going on, what is everybody saying, what should, we look at that may impact us, freedom schools was one of those that is trending. And they said this really. Freedom schools are looking to be implemented, and I'm paraphrasing, I guess, throughout the North. They didn't say just New York, they said the North. It's funny to me that they said the North, because I don't really read people saying the North too much. They might say northern states, but they said throughout the North. And then I said, okay, would the Africans, Caribbeans, Latinos be included in the freedom schools? And they say yes. That the freedom schools today that they're trying to implement will have a more inclusive and broader type of curriculum. Here's my issue. Freedom schools were implemented, as Yoda was stating, during the Reconstruction era for our formerly enslaved or free people of color, right? That's what they call them, people of color. I know we don't really like that term today. Because that term did have meaning, right? During the Reconstruction era. And it's like they're taking us as the blueprint for their issues when they should really make some history of their own. And now that I'm thinking about it, that's why I paused. Biden, before Trump got in office, did give colleges that served Hispanics a certain amount of funding. So if you're a college that serves the Hispanic community, you were liable to get, and it was in the tunes of millions. And some Black Americans were upset because we're still demanding reparations. I believe HBCUs to be funded. All the protections that we were to have if they never took away what the ancestors fought for, like the 40 acres and a mule, stuff like that. The protections our ancestors was released, and stuff was taken from them, and some were released with nothing.
And you know what's
So
crazy?
go ahead, Deoda.
My fault, Auntie. But you know what's crazy? This is the reason why we kind of need to be more anti-black and brown, I guess, more anti-immigration, is because these same people who are currently actively fighting against us and rolling back what our ancestors have done, especially about affirmative action, regardless about how you feel for it, our people did fight for affirmative action. And we've allowed, because we've always been kind of more so focused on ourselves, we allowed these other people groups to come in and roll that thanks to people's anti-blackness for us. But anytime we say anything about that, they always want to speak some vitriolic nature against us, and I hate that it be our own people that be doing that as well, because it's like, how can we bring light to these situations if we don't talk about it, and it's perpetual harms to our community? Just because y'all want to sleep with a bunch of Mexicans and white people? Like, come on now. I thought we were better than that.
Yes, and what I did was drop 2 links, Protect the FBA Lineage, Sign and Share. That's based off of the rejection of Ghana's attempt to get the USA to pay some type of reparity demand from Ghana, who is the face of the AU. And I don't want it to escape people that the Caribbean was sitting with the AU since February, probably longer than that. They're all in cahoots. the likes of Dr. Ron Daniels, who's also on the New York Reparations Board, but also a part of Knocking and Cobra, if not mistaken. They've all been in talks, and they play. I guess they play into everything. So, with the USA rejecting it and stated backstabbing, Melissa states correct. The USA did state you may have historically have some distant relations to the victims. Basically telling them they ain't the victims, they ain't getting nothing, right? And I want to run with that statement. I want to run with the fact that America has admitted that our ancestors were victims. I know that they stated it was legal and this, and that. They ain't got nothing to do with us now. What we do with that statement of victims, and the fact that they can't come over here and act like they supposed to get something due to what happened to the air quotes victims, which is our ancestors. I don't feel that they should have their hearings here where the victims still reside, because it's the victims' descendants, because it's traumatizing. We literally had to get up and protest against it because the Pan-Africans are running amok in New York. If not the nation, well, the nation too, but especially New York. I don't want them being able to latch onto our collective net worth. They shouldn't even be able to mention it. They shouldn't think that our net worth means that the people that they sold, bartered, traded to the Europeans, okay, they have any claim to them at all. So I say things like that there, but more professionally. So if you just copy that to your clipboard, read it, and if you agree with the email campaign and what I stated there, what Ghana, the AU, and the Caribbean, and all these other folks should, and I even mentioned their collusion with the NAACP, Ben Crump, Al Sharpton. So I'm naming people who should not be allowed to sit there and talk about our history or allow others to tether on, or vulture. I like the word vulture because tethering, I get it, right? But they're vulturing over here. They're vultures. They're picking at every little, how dare they walk across the Pettus Bridge, right? That's the name, right? How dare they try to march on Selma? They have no connection to that bridge. So that's what the first petition is about. Ma'am Dammy, when he was mayor-elect, he stood up and gave this grandiose speech. New York was built by immigrants, powered by immigrants, and shall remain powered by immigrants. The total disrespect. And a little while afterward, I started my petition, but after it got some traction, there was a lady who has a podcast. She's able to get in certain spaces that I've never even knew existed here in the city. So I don't have no beef with her. I don't even know if she's of the lineage, but I checked her page. She didn't have anything disparaging to the lineage, but she did get in front of him and asked him about his statement, and he apologized, right? But the term he said was Black New Yorkers. Black New Yorkers help too. The fuck you mean? But he goes to the burial ground. Don't let this escape y'all. Mayor Mandani was sitting with the Ghanaians at the burial ground that we were protesting at. So he knows who built this. He knows who built this nation. That was a deliberate attempt to erase the true history of New York. Right? And then go there to ask for a favor or something, watch some replay down. So the verbiage was wrong, and I was correct when I said, well, I'm gonna still keep my petition going, even, my email campaign, even though he apologized, because it wasn't the main stage that he disrespected not only us, but the ancestors on. Erasure is disrespect. And since his disrespect was allowed on the main stage during the election night, his apology needs to be on the same main stage. Period. So I thank the lady for being the vessel to put it in his ear that apology needed to be done, right? I can't knock her for that. But she's not fully aware of the verbiage that should have been used, because true to form, I said Black New Yorkers isn't secure enough. Other people said Black New Yorkers isn't a secure enough term. He needed to say Black Americans or U.S. chattel slavery descendants, U.S. freedmen descendants. He needed to say foundational Black Americans. Anything to make this distinction, because now my fear came true. There's a lady, I think she said, I'm Trini. I don't know if she meant to say that she's Trinidadian or her name is Trini, right? Because some people will name their children Trinity and they get nicknames and all this other stuff. And she says, you know what I found out, New Yorkers, Black New Yorkers, you got some work to do. I just came from a reparations hearing and we're allowed to go and give our testimony. I went all the way to Albany. And she's telling them about this reparations. It was the workshop she went to. So the Association of Black, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, and Asian legislators had a workshop after Dr. Camilla Moore came to the reparations hearing and was like, this needs to be lineage-based. They didn't have a hearing after Dr. Camilla Moore came up. Dr. Camilla Moore is a lawyer who worked on California reparations. And we were so happy to see her. Brooke brags about how she got to meet her and sit with her. So she's a big deal as far as lineage reparations goes, right? They did not have another hearing until they had that workshop. So Dr. Camilla Moore came, follow me closely. Then I looked at the website, seeing they were having a workshop titled The Urgency of Reparations Now. And I looked at the name of the people that was having it, the association. And it was the Black, Puerto Rican, Hispanic, and Asian legislators. The New York Black, yeah. Okay? Now look at how the Puerto Ricans delineated from the Hispanics, and nobody said a word. Because my page is private and they want me to open my page up, so that I could be able to receive this and I could gift people. I do have a Cash App if you want to throw a few dollars there or gift me on another platform. It's perfectly fine. But this is an echo chamber for a reason. And I think they're doing that on purpose, trying to have us open our pages up so we won't have spaces like this. I like echo chambers, right? Yeah, he says, okay. Yeah, I like echo chambers. We get to say all this and not give too much strategy, but enough to get the ball rolling for whoever wants to roll with the ball.
Okay, I get it. I see what's going on. They trying to get us to open our spaces to everybody besides just us.
Right. And I'm not willing to do that.
I've acknowledged on many occasions, like as far as the verbal, telling people about the verbiage and different wording and what's being used against us. Like to be honest with y'all, I'm so tired of just constantly saying the same thing, and I'm just ready to meet them with foot to ass. Because I feel like that's what's going to get the point. That's the last thing right there to get the point across.
Tell you I'm so upset too. Let me tell you something. My page is private, and I realized the beauty of having a private page is that I could be in a room and people won't even know. So Tyreek was getting on a Haitian's tail who came up there and really tried to act bold with him. He was like, what? And then I read the comments in Sliding Penguin. BX has a Jamaican baby daddy, and she in the Bronx claiming FBA. Ain't nobody said my name. Caribbean, why are you saying my name? Tariq don't even know who I am. He shared the stage with me one time. If he knows me, it would be better to say Afro Lead tomorrow. Because saying BX the gatekeeper don't, but my whole thing is this. They are pissing me off to the point I realize we got to start knocking them on their back to knock some sense in them. And I really hate feeling like that because they're not worth my freedom. So it takes a lot to see the New York Tethers on here. They talk about my children's father more than me. My children are in their 30s and in their 20s, and I have more than 2 children. They're grown. So that was a different space and time when we were all operating off of blackness. So I'm getting really aggravated with that. For the most part, I'm on cold. That's the number one thing that gets on my nerves. I'm on cold. I take so many hits on this panel. They're always talking about my children because they can't effectively rebuttal my facts. That's why I say, okay, let's take it out of the community for a minute. Let's go to the government and see what the government is doing. And instead of saying the government is wrong, what can we do, BX? Well, your baby daddy is Jamaican. I know, I slept with him. I know who my children's father is. And I ain't got a baby daddy. My children are grown. And truth be known, if you're in New York City, you get flipped upside your head if you ever think to talk about me in front of them. They're grown. Like, it was just really awkward last night. I was like, damn, I can't even sit in a room and just enjoy Tariq cutting up without somebody bringing up my name. Then I see a fake page of me floating around. And I'm like, look at this shit. Yeah, I take a lot of hits up here, but I do this for the ancestors, especially my grandma, who got me rooted right here in America. Because had it not been for her, I might have been a foster care. You know what I'm saying? No, it's a real shit. Shout out to my granny, all divine honors to the ancestors. But we are the blueprint. It's getting aggravated. I know when people say put their foot up people's ass or belt to ass, I know how much I can relate to that because they're doing too much in real life. Good morning, Basic.
What's going on? What's going on?
Are you ready for midterms? Do you have any homework assignments that you missed out on?
Yeah, what did you want me to do again?
Yeah, take his mod powers away. Not only is he late to
You got
class,
the teacher's
he
pet
doesn't
in
even
here.
know the whole word. Just take his mod powers away.
You know, the homework has always been, well, it started during March, which was Foundational Black American Women's History Month. And so you were supposed to pick a couple of ladies, you know, great
Okay.
ancestors or elders to spotlight. And then I do in 2 days Black love power couples. So you could do both Black love and just a woman, or you could do just women. And July is Foundational Black American Men's Month.
Okay, got you. Your music kind of high though.
Is that better? You know what I noticed? The music picks up at the pinnacle of something. So I really like it. It's pretty cool. I think it's synchronized with the room.
Hear ye, hear ye.
How did
Yeah.
And he complaining about the music too. Definitely take his mod powers away. He already late to class and complaining about the music. Just take it away.
Well, he has a little one at home and he gets up ready and does this and that. So he be on daddy duties a lot. It is Sunday though, so who knows what they had to do. You know, maybe he made breakfast or stuff. Basic can get a couple of classes, you know, but don't make it a habit, Basic.
Nah, he don't need no
I'm
knowledge.
I'm gonna do my presentation. Don't worry. BX, how did what's his name? Tariq. How did he respond?
To who?
You said they
That
was
had-
like calling. They was like saying your name and stuff on his
No,
panel
they
or
were
something.
in the chat. They were in the comments, but that pissed me off because I'm reading the comments. I'm in the room reading comments, listening to getting a good chuckle. And then Tariq got real serious. You know how he joke around? But he really got serious with the Haitian because the Haitian was doing, I don't remember the exact words the Haitian said, but it was something like trying to tell us we better not do X, Y, Z when it comes to them, better not talk about them or something like that. Tariq was like, whoa, you know, y'all really doing too much. Now it's up. Oh, he brought up the lady who said dirty Black Americans. He said, like, we had the lady a couple of weeks ago. Y'all really doing too much. Now it's up. But the bass in his voice and stuff wasn't no laughing demeanor. And next thing I know, I see a comment from a New York tether. And I'm like, and these are off-brand. These ain't even tethers from the island of Jamaica. So I'm starting to think they're a little jealous. Because, you know, Jamaica is seen as the Caribbean. Like, when people say Jamaica, they mean the whole Caribbean. Like, Jamaica is just the face of the Caribbean. And I think sometimes the off-brand Caribbean, I'm calling them off-brand, really get kind of upset with that. So they're just honing in on the fact that this man is Jamaican. But I'm not up here disparaging him or Jamaican men. I'm disparaging tethers. Well, I'm telling the facts about tethers. So, besides this one sentence, listen to this. For full transparency, I'd just like to let y'all know that I have children and my children's father is Jamaican. In my household, where do you hear hate in that?
I didn't hear any hate in that. They really just salty because they great value Caribbeans.
But they do realize that Tariq counts by ethnics as FBA, right?
You know what it is? They could read the the website. They could hear him even say it. But at the end of the day, like we say, there's extreme American Indians, extreme Pan Africanists, there's extreme FBA that won't accept by ethnics as foundational Black American. And so I think they can actually override. Oh, wow. Are you up here? I seen him request. There we go. There you go. So at the end of the day, we're all online with each other, and that's what I realized. So Tyreek did popularize it, but Tyreek is not a leader, and they they are the ones on this app that'd be like to be foundational Black American. You got to be have four grandparents, and then when somebody does something wrong, if they have a great grandparent, a grandparent, or even a parent who's not FBA, then it's just the tether side fault. You know what I'm saying? They're just full tethers then. So we have all types of dynamics going on. But for the most part, there are, and I ain't gonna throw them under the bus. I'm gonna just say this: a lot of rooms that I'm in, a lot of women especially say that they feel safe when I'm in there. They feel safe to talk. Some will have bi ethnic children. Some may be married to a non-FBA. But I'm like the face of safeness for some reason. So I try to take that in really seriously. And the rooms I'm in, for the most part, are safe spaces for me. They ain't throw me under the bus yet. You know, I've come in rooms where somebody else was talking about me, and they be, she not here. She not here. Don't talk about her. And those are the rooms I tend to stay in. Because nobody want to be talked about or
Thanks. I
harassed.
did the same thing for you before. Somebody brought your
Thank
name
you.
up, and I'm like, hey, keep out your mouth, pimpin'. You ain't got to
Yeah.
worry about that. And why they feel the need to tattle to Tariq like he gonna chastise somebody? What's up with that?
I guess because he did popularize it, and we do hold Tyreek in high regards, right? So when I don't want to answer questions because I think it's a setup, when they tell me to come to a room because they don't understand who FBA is at this stage in the game, I'll just tell them, you know what? Or if they say Tyreek said this and Tyreek said that, so Tyreek, and I say, well, you know, Tyreek is totally accessible if you go to his room. So they're taking him as I call him an advisor, a historian, a filmmaker, and stuff, and somebody who we hold in high regards, and they do too, if you think about it, or else they wouldn't keep his name in their mouth. They
But
wouldn't
you know
use
you
him
made
as a
it.
talking point, huh?
But you know you made it when when you get tattled on to Tariq.
Oh, you got they told on you. They told on FBA Red. It was somebody else they told on. But
Oh,
I
they
be
told on me.
brother, look,
Yeah, I finally made it.
nigga, you made it. That's crazy. I be laughing, man, because I be like, y'all really telling on these people when y'all can just sit up there and go back and forth with words. It ain't like they restricted and they can't say nothing. They really go tell Tariq, well, your FBA crew said, like, what? I'm
Yeah.
just, I'm trying to see who Tariq done put in the game. Like, he jumping people in or what?
Grand Rising, Brother Basic. I didn't even see you on the panel. I wasn't looking at my phone.
What's up, Miss Keita?
Chilling.
Yeah, I was like really aggravated. Then I went and got in Dred's inbox and cussed him. No, I didn't cuss him out. But I was like, this, and I'm logging off. But if you see me online, I'm still logged off. You know, I think that because I was really like no nonsense. I'm still no nonsense, but I kind of mellowed out a little bit because I could be missing out on some really cool friends, right? Or associates rather, because I don't really speak to too many people offline because of the BS that I see online. But I said, okay, well, it's the holidays. I don't have to go around just blocking everybody. Or now I wish I would have blocked a couple of people.
It's all good, Auntie. I've been getting blocked.
Not by me though. I didn't block you.
No. I've been getting dropped off panels now for some reason. Like if I be up there, I just be dropped off, and I just
Oh, I'm
stay in the
getting blocked
audience.
by the American Indians, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Peter,
I'm talking
Peter, you
about.
the tether whisperer on the slick side, yeah. You done picked up this skill like Brian and them. You got, I don't know, they feel like they can talk to you and befriend you, but I like how you handled the girl the other night, Keita.
You do.
Yeah, the what's your
She
Lahitian
was
bro?
Haitian. She was
Yeah.
Haitian.
And you called into the panel and she flipped the whole script and then want to try to play victim at the end. I like how you did that.
But no, I've been getting dropped off FBA panels and blocked out of FBA rooms. So for some reason, I don't know who doesn't like me. Somebody doesn't like me. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. I don't care.
Nah, who they is?
No.
You can't just slide past that like
Nah,
that.
yeah, I just can't. I can't. Nah, who they is? So I could.
I don't know. I said I'm noticing I be on people panels now, and I get dropped into the audience sometimes if I'm just talking or sitting up there, or I done been in a room and I go do my little heart meet thing, and then next thing you know, I'll be blocked.
I don't know, man. We ain't
Me
having
neither.
that.
I
We
don't
ain't
know.
having that, dude.
Somebody don't like me, so it's cool though. Everybody don't have to like me, so I'm okay with that, right? But I just don't know what I did to anybody.
Oh, look, one last thing while it's on my mind. Y'all notice Noel Page been dry as a bone since we left? The saxophones be screaming in the background now. Ever since we stopped going to his page.
Oh yeah, I didn't like his page at all. I never liked his room. He's an opportunist.
Exactly. He ain't like when me and Portiz got on him about I was on Portiz panel and
yeah, that's where it started at in Portiz.
Yeah, I had to drop it on him. He was tripping. He was for sure tripping. I don't know if he think that we're not educated or we don't know how to articulate ourselves, but I just choose to go with that Project English because I be talking to my people. I don't be talking to these tethers like that, but I had to shake his little world up right quick.
Yeah, he have been distanced ever since that day. I was in the audience because I couldn't take him. I would have disrespected him real bad. So I just stayed in the audience that day and waited till he dropped down. Then I decided to come up because I cannot swallow nothing that he says still.
Yeah, here I'm trying to get facts. Say, Phenom, man, keep doing what you're doing, brother. I'm gonna make sure I keep reposting and pushing it to the masses. I'm even doing it on Instagram. You hear me? Look, they gonna hear what we gotta say. What they said, the South got something to say.
Bro, you must got a different page.
Yeah, I had to change my name because you know how they do me, man. I be going too hard on them.
What's your other page?
Wait, what's your name? What's your other name? I'm thinking you somebody new.
It was American. My name used to be American Made, but I switched it to Me.
American Made.
Yeah.
Okay.
I remember. I just remember your voice all the time, though. So that's every time I hear your voice, I know who you are.
Yeah, I'm in the building. I'm tapping into everybody platform, and I'm standing tall for the lineage because we can't let this rock go unturned.
Keita, I'm trying to see whose panel where you dropped from or block from.
Man.
Yeah, me too. See, okay, now we get somewhere. Yeah, who they is.
Yeah, Keita gonna spill the beans.
And listen, let me put this let me put this disclaimer out there because y'all ain't never seen me in like no beef or no drama on here. So it's not for me to be messy or nothing. I just want to know personally.
Right. I was just gonna say I don't like being messy.
Nah, I was gonna start problems. I'm not gonna hold you. I don't like that, especially trying to cook. I was I know basic ain't on that. I know basic ain't on that.
Yeah, if she don't want no drama like that, I wouldn't do it. It's just to know. You know what I'm saying?
But I feel like we can also fix it because we know Keita on code. We know that for a fact. And if y'all don't know,
Exactly,
y'all should
especially
get
they
on board
claiming
and understand she on code.
especially they're claiming FBA, like it shouldn't matter what we all like call each other because like that's always like I'm getting dropped by the American Indians, but people don't always specify my grandparents identify as American Indian as well. So it's like we have this kind of like because of our lineage, we have this kind of complex duality within ourselves and this shit. But as long as all of us on code, it shouldn't matter what we self-ethnic identify. We all know who each other are. We all saying, hey, we're part of this ethnic group that is descendants of child slavery. Why are we all trying to go against that kind of like? Why are some people trying to go against that narrative? Like it's very weird, especially like, oh, if you're trying to say, well, I'm on code. That's weird. That's weird energy. But nah, basic ain't on that. I want that. I want because like I did like no, you're an enemy and you need to shut the like sometimes it's okay to shut the fuck up. Everybody don't need to talk. Like this is the problem.
But you know what?
Everybody
I'm gonna
trying
say
to talk.
this. I don't even know if the person whose room it is even know. I don't think it's the person's who panel it is that did it. I think it's somebody else that maybe is has the power to do that because I wasn't on their panel. I literally just went in the room and did my heart meet, and then I did my little my little good morning thing, and then I was flicked out the room, like flicked instantly, and I'm like, damn! I was like, what happened? I was like, I thought something happened, and then when I went to try to get back in the room, I cannot. So that means I was blocked, right?
Yeah, but listen, so that she's not put on the spot. If she feels like I'm confiding in you fellas, she can always hit you in the back chat. That'll stop them from thinking we sat here and conspired against them, and you know what I'm saying? Just a whole nother mess that could happen. But since she wants to keep it private, she may want to talk to you guys. Like, what do you think this could have happened? But she could do that in the back chat where nobody's put on blast because she doesn't want to
Okita,
mess.
hit my DM. Let me know
Okay.
ASAP.
All right.
Nah, I want to run into the folks, so you don't have to tell me, but I do want to run into the folks. That's just
No, look, the American Indian people they've been cutting for me. I had a little situation going on with the Tetheronis in there, and they was like, regardless if he FBA, ADOS, American Indian, whatever you call yourself, he a part of our lineage, and we ain't gonna play. So they was stepping behind me. So that's why I really want to know, because if they gonna step behind me and they know I'm all the way FBA, we ain't about to let it happen with the sister.
I got to tell you though, Keita, I'm gonna tell you in front of everybody.
Yes.
I block people and they don't know why, right? I'm gonna give you some reasons why they could have got blocked. As a moderator, I started noticing some things, and if you hear me speak, I always talk about I notice patterns with speech and routine stuff like that, and so I can pretty much tell you who's just needs a little bit more knowledge about the delineation movement or everything we're facing, right? But there are some hosts and some people who will keep tethers around. And then that would embolden the tethers, especially the women tethers, to come at FBA women. So this is why I don't tell anybody how to run their platform. I only give them my experience and tell them this is I learned the hard way. Because TikTok is about popularity. Period. So they want the tethers there, they want the hype, but in the meantime, the tethers are talking to us women very disrespectfully.
Absolutely, AT.
Okay, so what I'm trying to tell you is that'll get somebody blocked if they have what I call residential tethers. Because there's nothing wrong with getting them in the room, debating them, or educating them, but then for that topic. But then that's it. Why I gotta look in the box every time or see them enter it and they just real comfortable. And so some people might block you because of that. Now, that room, I don't think that's the case. I don't know why that room blocked you. It could be a woman that's a little, um, you know, sometimes women just be womening.
You mean like being catty with me, but won't say nothing to me?
Yeah, yeah. But I'm just giving you a couple of reasons. So if you go in other rooms and you find yourself blocked, it could be because you might be you're right, right. Love Jones with revenue, like Love World is catching a lot of flack because she's platforming, which I don't think she cares about. But I kind of hear and I just look and I go, oh, I can't be in here. But we can't tell people how to run their platform, but we don't have to go in it either. Nor do we have to allow them on our algorithm. Because if I remain following her and stuff like that, her content will come on. Like I'll see her lives,
I like
right?
being on her live, but she gotta regulate something. Like she be letting them get too loose like that, and I can't respect that. That's the only situation I got that kind of rubbed me the wrong way with her. But everything else is gravy. It's just the fact that she let them get up on it, especially that one particular one, and she let him go loose. But then when we start, cutting up, we get the time limit. Don't get me wrong, eat the handle business. That's my dude. Yeah, Love World, my bad, not Love Jones. Yeah, y'all know I be throwed off sometimes. But Ether be standing on business. So I appreciate him for holding it down like that. But she just be letting them get too loose. And I don't like that.
Yeah, see, I can't go in the room when revenues talk. It really irks me because being from New York, and then I'm gonna bring Daryl in because he just waited so patiently. So good morning and thank you. We're just cutting up. You could chime in too whenever you're ready. Being from New York, a lot of the things he's saying is very detrimental to the movement that we have going on here, meaning the reparations movement, where the reparationists are stomping the yard, and people are really on the outside looking in, saying Black Americans ain't there. FBA ain't there. Look at how the tellers is acting because the people like revenue. And we know that he's trolling, but he's so comfortable in his lies. And then he got people back. Like I could never platform somebody like revenue because I can't stomach them.
Me
Because in real
neither.
life, if revenue talked like that to me or around, like when Toy Toy be like, New York women be fighting men like Philly women. I'd be like, Toy Toy, I don't know nothing. He would have got hit. he,
Yeah, I
he
could
like
not stomach
literally
him in
would
real
have
life
got
I
either.
won't beat him up.
If he talked like
Huh?
that, I would not be able to stomach him in real life. No.
Right. So I don't think that he's talking like that, but I don't know because I've been on Facebook lately and I've been looking at some
He
things.
right in New
And
York too, ain't he? He's a scary tether. He don't come out his little enclave wherever he's at. Cause no, he don't. When I was down there, people know of him, but they like, oh, he's BS. They call him straight BS. Like he's a bum.
I don't know, but when they're around their people and their surroundings, right? I don't know what they might say out of their mouth. So I don't know what he's doing in the city. I don't underestimate him. One thing I do know is when he said, "I be walking down the street in any hood, and nobody say nothing to me." And and people were asking me about that. I said, "Let me be perfectly honest. Revenue could walk down any street in New York and don't be bothered because I guarantee you he ain't talking like that." Now,
Exactly.
right now, if he went
That's what
to
they don't
certain
understand.
right, but there's another element to it. Now, if he goes to certain areas, what they like to call hoods, or certain projects, and nobody recognizes you, the young guys who's always out front gonna be like, "Yo, who that nigga? Yo, where you from?"
Very
They're like,
factual. Because I was asked that because I knew I was with somebody who was well known, I was cool. But if I wouldn't have, and for the area I was in, I would have been getting checked. Real talk. I could tell.
right, but it's stuff like that that irks me because I know it's a lie, and I know it's the erasure that we're facing. So, to be honest, people be like, "Oh, they only been here 60 years." Well, for the Caribbean and the Latinos in New York, I can't. The Yoda can speak for Florida. They've been here for 100 years. Here for 100 years. But my whole thing is that Black Americans are documented since the 1600s, which means we didn't need 300 years for anyone to migrate here and give us a culture. We had culture here. We had a culture of church. We had a culture of music. Now, Basic is here. He knows how. I like to use the word meshed because all of the South didn't migrate to New York, and so I feel like sometimes the South can be erasing New York's history here, but I don't deny jazz and everything. The elements were started in the South. Like I'll never deny the DNA blueprint, but everybody feel like New York just didn't have anything going on until they migrated here. But the Caribbean is worse because they're not family, but they could be good allies if they knew how to align themselves with us. And for them to pick Africa or themselves and the things they did to us is horrible to me. Horrible. But Daryl, go ahead. You're from New York, correct?
Hell no.
Ah,
No
where
offense.
you from?
I'm from
Where
the
you from?
Midwest. I'm born in St.
Thank
Louis.
you. I'm from the Midwest too, so that would be the same thing. Like everybody have their own little thing. Just like Flint and Detroit, we have our own sound and everybody else sound. But
What up, dude?
right? Like
My
it's all
baby. I hate when
relatable. The
they say
West
my
Coast,
baby.
the West Coast got their own sound. Down South got their own sound, and the
Yeah,
East
yeah,
Coast got their own.
yeah.
But everybody is in collaboration. I don't think one region or another started or stopped it. I think we all had our own thing going on. Some people knew of what our different genres, back then, and some people didn't. But we've all had our own music on every coast of our country. So I don't understand what would be the significance for one people to feel like they did it before or better than the other when we all love music. So we don't think we was all thinking of some type of music back then. Come on, that doesn't make sense, right?
But it's like
Yeah,
the
thank you.
only people who does this regional banging shit is tethers. It's like we never did
Yeah,
regional
that shit
banging.
weak. That shit is weak
That's
as
But that don't
hell.
weak
make
as
sense.
hell.
But
We
hey,
never
what's up?
did
First
I
off,
be
hey,
regional
trying,
Dayoda.
y'all.
banging.
Dayoda,
Like
what's up,
Go
Dayoda?
ahead,
I ain't
Daryl.
seen your ass in a minute, man. I'm glad
What's
you all
up,
right.
Mr. Daryl? What's up? Nah,
And
I
I
still
can't
be
come.
around. I just don't be
Yeah, I don't
out
be on
there.
here too much either, man. Because I feel like, man, I keep telling people the same thing over and over again. It's like you approve something to these people, like you approve it. I will prove it genetically, scientifically, historically, and they still ask the same exact question. Like these people don't want answers, bro. These people
So
they just want to
what do
argue.
y'all think about what I
But
just said
but let
about
me
each of us
can I
having our own sound back then, like
I
everywhere,
just
all
want
over?
No,
Did he
that's what I
land,
was
Keita? Did he
saying.
land?
Oh,
Did
I'm
Daryl
sorry.
land, y'all?
dang, yeah, Keith, you keep interrupting me like that, Keith.
My bad.
Go ahead,
Like
Daryl.
goodness gracious.
Go ahead.
No, it's all good though, sister. But about yeah, well, this is the thing about it, cause like everybody damn near got family who came from the South. Your great grandma is from the South, at least. My grandma from the South, right? On my daddy's side. My other grandma, she's from St. Louis, but um, we all know. It's like for instance, like if somebody make a dance or something, or somebody make a song, it's okay to have like for instance, like if you in like let's just say St. Louis, Illinois to St. Louis, Missouri, or Kansas City, Kansas to Kansas City, Missouri, there's gonna be some type of rivalry there. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't nothing serious, right? The reason why the tethers are so gung ho because they can't, like for instance, that's the only thing they can really hold on to is regional stuff. They can't say my grandma was a shirt, my grandparents were shirt, my great grandparents were sharecroppers. They can't say that, all of the sayings, like I guarantee you, if I went to any of y'all grandma's house or great grandma's house, it would be very much like my great grandma's house, right? They don't have that. So all they have is this regional thing. And I'm gonna land with this. I don't know if y'all seen that one time. It was like when we were really like getting together as an ethnic group. It was some woman up in New York, and she was trying to turn it into a North versus South thing. And I feel like that. And for one, let me just land with this, nigga. We got family in every other place. I got family in the South. I got family in Detroit. I got family up there. So it's like, why would if I got any people I had problems with was down the street from me? Like, why would I jump from all the way down the street and say, hey, y'all, wait, let me go beef with some people 100 miles away? That's just lame. Nobody does stuff like that.
Thank you, Daryl. So to answer what state you from, Daryl? I didn't catch that.
Missouri. I'm from Missouri.
Missouri. Okay, thank you. So to answer Keita's question, I would agree we all had our own thing going on. So I want to say that New York's history, Black American history, is hidden in plain sight, right? So that's why, like Weeksville, it wasn't no urban renewal there that really went on. It sort of faded to the background after the abolitionist movement, and people started migrating out of the area, right? So for at least a year or two, I kept asking everybody, what music genre did we have before the South came out? Because we do know where jazz was created, so on and so forth. But we had to have something here, right? We're too musical, too creative not to have any type of music. Because if you put a kid, put an adult, put a teen in a room with nothing but a pencil and a desk, what they're going to do? They're going to start tapping the beat out. We could sing in the North too, right? And we have church. So, Revolutionary Keita, Sister Revolutionary, came to me and said that we had Cakewalk and Ballroom, and she's in Washington. So there are people outside the state who could tell me that. And I was like, thank you. Because I started looking into bebop, but bebop really came about after the Great Migration happened. So in the 1940s, bebop came about. So I wasn't confident in saying bebop is from like New York or the North
Hey,
period, right?
BX,
Huh?
did you have, no, I just got on somebody called me. Did you say something about Missouri, or did you have something to say about Missouri?
No, I just wanted to know for my own knowledge. Yeah, that's
Listen, I'm
all.
a city slicker, you know what I'm saying? I'm a city slicker, so you can talk to me. I understand. Go ahead.
Okay, no, I was talking about New York's history, Black American history
Oh,
being
I don't know
hidden in
about the
plain
Harlem
sight.
Renaissance. See, niggas don't know. Y'all had the,
Yeah, but
nigga,
no,
how
no,
can,
I'm talking about before Harlem Renaissance,
oh,
before the
before
South
that.
really
Okay,
started
okay.
migrating up. So the genres we had here were cakewalk and ballroom. But as you know, I have a segment called Destroying the Narrative of Tetherville, where I try to find out history about Black Americans who were here in New York, like born in New York and were instrumental in all aspects of our culture, such as civil rights, abolition, um, abolition is avoiding that, education, so on and so forth, right? Um, and what I found out about New York is that we had a sailors culture and we had a hoodoo culture here. We had cakewalk, ballroom, and we had syncopated piano, and that is like style of music. Um, and that was the vaudeville style, real fast pianos. You know when they, yeah, I can't even emulate it. We had that, but I gotta say this, when the South came up with jazz, I think it kind of dominated the music genres that we had here. But we had a couple of genres that were popularized here. Now I gotta tell you also a lot of people that were born in New York, even during the early time periods that I found, some of their parents were born in places like Virginia, which is technically the South. When you think about New York's history, although they were, I believe, the second state in the North to emancipate the enslaved population, and I believe Pennsylvania was the first, right? Um, they had a heavy hand in the Southern slavery, right? And they also allow slave catching to happen here. So I think 12 Years a Slave, that was actually a true story based off of somebody who was kidnapped from New York and sent into slavery. Um, Sister Keisha from Thorough Black Talk Worldview. She's always talking about New York, and I always, Sister Keisha, come up here, right? This is because she knows so much about New York's history, the founding families, and I mean the Black founding families here. She knows a lot. She'll even, if I'm talking about a subject, she'll send me a resource to my email to say, here, BX, this is XYZ, just to show you this person's first words. She'll tell me who carried the Pan-African movement, even when Marcus Garvey, she's just a wealth of knowledge. So we had all of that in, whew, I could lose track because I just be going. So the South did dominate that, and then we had sailing culture, we had a church culture, we had hoodoo here. So we had a lot of things going on, and the North really did support slavery in the South. And so what we're finding also narrate stories. Thank you. People have told me that. Ugh, I'm so busy and I didn't write the perfect book that I wanted to write to make me just give up writing, but I am tackling the genre I was scared to write in, and that is historical fiction because I wanted to be as
Yeah,
accurate as possible.
read as somebody else. You I don't know. It's like it just you got that juice to do it. I can't do it because people gonna stop me and be like, "Hold on, what he said? I gotta rewind this." So nah.
That's not true. But Grim Rising. So that's what I wanted to say, y'all. So I did, while I'm doing the destroying the narrative of Taylorville, there are a few who were born in New York, even during the 1800s, who still had Southern parents, um, namely from Virginia. So we're like deeply entwined, and even though it was like, can I say a break or a respite before the Harlem Renaissance? Maybe there was a break, and we were just like there in our regions. We still had culture that was passed back and forth because of how they caught our ancestors and sent them into slavery, or how some escaped from slavery to the north. So I don't believe that you could separate the north from the south at all. But if we have an ethnogenesis, did we have an ethnogenesis when the South migrated up? Are they truly? Yeah, no, let me not go there. Let me not go there because my
Look
granny
at you. You about
had
to open up
Southern.
a can of worms.
I know.
But
So
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you about my grandmothers, right? My father is the first generation born in New York, so his mother is definitely Southern. I did have a Southern granny, and then my mother's mother she was the first generation. So if you think about it, one, two, I'm the third generation on my mother's line born in New York. So wow, on one side I'm three generations. That sounds horrible. Three generations removed from the South. However, not really removed because that first generation grandmother born here in New York was also the one that took me back and forth to the South. And I also lived with her in Georgia with her husband for a few years, and then she sent me back to my dad. So she's the one that kept me really in touch with the South. So much so that in 2016, me and my youngest son moved to the South, and then I got homesick for New York, and one of my other children was having problems here. And he wasn't exactly in his 20s. He was like 18, 19. I was like, okay, I'm coming back to New York because I'd rather be in New York to help guide him than to be in the South. But now I want to go to the South. All my children are working, right? My oldest son, who I was worried about, ain't trying to lose his apartment. He had it for about 6 years now. I wouldn't say 6 years, maybe 5. But what I do know is he ain't trying to be homeless. And he ain't got no kids. He ain't make me a grandma yet. So his income is sufficient for him. But yeah, anybody else have something to say about what we were saying, or can I move on to the next topic? I'm just saying you can't really separate us, but we still need to not erase the ancestors from the North.
yeah.
That's
I
all.
don't think it's a erasure situation. Well, with us who know what really went on and what was going on and what's still going on, we all know that we worked hand in hand because throughout Prohibition, without the North, without running the Mississippi all the way up to Chicago and start rolling in the trucks and all that, we wouldn't even have nothing, to be honest. And that's after the Renaissance. So I could just imagine before we were still working hand in hand. People always had connections because, navigating the waterways was the fastest way of travel. So you done ran across so many different people. Unlike now, is different state line borders and all that there, to where we can, but we can't in a sense, like just touch bases with everybody. But I got family from a few places, ranging from Culver City, California, to Chicago, to Pensacola, Florida, to Minneapolis, Minnesota. So like I got family from all over, but my grandpa's side, the dominant side, was always Vicksburg, Warren, Mississippi to Louisiana.
But I'm still amazed. So it's my grandmother, my mother, and me are born in the North. And then my great grandparents on my maternal side is Southern. That sounds bad to me. But on my daddy's side, I'm the second generation. So his mother is Southern. He's the first. Yeah, that sounds bad. It do to me, right? But Let me be clear. Northerners, my family especially, had strict rules, like their Southern family that raised them. So, uh, and then my stepmother,
Okay.
so my stepmother, even though she's not technically my mom, she did raise me. She was born in Virginia, so she was the first generation. Well, she had her daughter would be the first generation on her side. She had some strict rules.
Okay,
She
Auntie,
literally,
I'm asking you
uh,
this. I'm doing my genealogy, of course, because I'm gathering last names and death certificates and unalive certificates and birth certificates. Would you discourage us from taking a DNA test, or do you think it's okay to take
Don't
one?
take it. Don't take it. The iguana was
uh,
Nigerian. Don't take it. Just run through the
they said
census
that guana was
and
Nigerian.
the hospital records. I've
Somebody
been
said that
learning.
that story is not true.
It's actual public documentation that's being pulled up throughout the ancestry and the DNA thing.
Okay, but
It,
I'm telling you this though, right here though. I'm having in my family, I'm having issues with um last names not being correct. Like my daddy's daddy, my grandmama did not give any of my dad children his last name. She gave them her maiden name, but then my it's a lot. And then her maiden name, her marriage name is my step granddad name, right? So it's just a whole lot of stuff that they was doing back then that's just irritatingly irritating. So it's like now I gotta go do this, look up this. Glad that I was
yeah.
able to know that my dad name is something else for real. You feel me? But his last name is not even his daddy's last name, or my grandmama's marriage name is not even my daddy's daddy last name, right?
So
Wait a
So it's
minute.
just a
so
lot of stuff that you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like no, they was just giving kids whatever last names they want, and
That's
it
so
has
they
because
have a
nothing
that's
to
what they
do.
record.
It
was
has nothing to
dependent on.
do with even who
One
their
minute,
real father
one minute,
is.
one minute, one
That,
minute,
that
one
did
minute.
happen in my family
So,
too, on my mom's side.
I want some clarification. Maybe it's a misspelled name, but you got to
No.
understand. What? Let me get this part out. If a woman was married and separated her husband for any reason, but she wasn't exactly divorced, then the children she had from someone else took on her marriage name. So you could have that element there. Is the you
So
you
no, no,
understand what
no.
I'm
This is
saying?
what I'm saying. My
Uh-huh.
daddy's daddy is a whole different last name from the name he have, or my grandmother's marriage name.
Is your grandmother still alive?
She just passed away about a year or two ago.
Check marriage records. Maybe she married somebody else y'all don't
Because I
know
had to
about.
send for her birth certificate in Beaumont.
Then that's fine, but you didn't send for marriage licenses. Look for different
No,
marriage
I didn't,
licenses.
because I asked my daddy what was his dad. He was like, so I asked my daddy about his last name. Then I was like, well, what was grandpa last name? He's like, well, my daddy was something. He gave me a whole totally different name. I'm gonna tell you what the name is, ain't he? Right? But my grandmama last name is one thing, but my daddy's on his birth certificate, he is named under my grandmama's maiden name. Like when she was born, she didn't give
I get
him
that.
his dad name or her step husband name. He got her maiden name, like when from her birth name, like her last name at
Okay.
birth that her parents
hmm
gave her.
hmm And so, did your father take a DNA test?
No, my daddy hasn't, but he would do it if I asked him to. But
So I would just
I
tell you
told you we
this.
didn't have to do one because I got the same my family trait, them the holes at my ears. We all got those holes on our ears at the top right there. So I got that.
Okay.
So my grandmama didn't
All
want
right, but
didn't need a DNA test because she said I got the family trait on my ears.
no, I'm not talking about for you and him. I'm talking about him in general because what
No.
it sounds like, you
Mm-mm.
got to let me get it out, Keita. So, doing genealogy, I tell everybody it's a blessing and a curse, right? Doing a DNA test, you can find out all type of things, like who they said was your father's father may not even be his father. reason why he took on his mother's last name. She gave him, right? Or she could have married somebody y'all not even familiar with. What I'm trying to say is grannies, Papa's wasn't the only Rolling Stone. Grandma had secrets too. And we find a lot of stories where some didn't even know they were biracial until they took that test. So there's a couple of things that could be going on. So when you ask me, should I'm having trouble, I can't find these birth certificates, I can't find this, that, and the third. Do you recommend I take or we take DNA tests? In that case, I'm gonna say yes, and I might get some backlash. You won't take it to find your ethnicity, but it also serves to be a way for adopted people to find their birth parents. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, that's my best advice, Keto. Because I think that you're looking at it as granny. Some women take secrets to the grave, and I can't be nice about it or say it any nicer than how I said it. It's factual. There are some women, even though they're of the lineage, for one reason or another, have taken secrets to their grave, and until the children come about and take these DNA tests, they're thinking they're one other part of a family, and they got a whole new family once those DNA tests come out. And it turned, I had somebody reach out to me with an estimate of being my second cousin, saying they were adopted and they're looking for their parents. I said, you got to get in contact with your first cousins because I'm just your second. I don't know nothing.
Yeah, let me say this. BX, you're absolutely right. Sometimes the elders, they took things to their graves. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it wasn't even planned. Maybe there was an untimely unaliving or something like that. Something similar happened in my family, Keita. So I know exactly what you mean. Now, as far as the DNA testing, though, as far as that's concerned, I think like BX said, the ethnicity part, you got to take it with a grain of salt. That means that you share um, some DNA markers with people from a certain region or a certain ethnic groups and things like that. You share DNA markers, and some of these DNA markers that they know about and that they have identified only will basically say your skin tone or the type and texture of your hair and things like that. And these are DNA markers that they are identifying when you do a DNA test. So just because you have certain DNA markers doesn't mean that your people are literally from that particular region. And not only that, people have moved around for centuries and centuries and centuries. So if you see um, Nigeria or something like that on your uh, DNA test, it doesn't necessarily mean that your DNA markers are from that particular area. The people who you are matching DNA markers with might not even be from Nigeria originally. They might have, migrated to West Africa from South or Central or East Africa or North Africa. So these are DNA markers that they're checking. That's the reason we don't have any um, actual DNA matches as far as relatives, in Africa. We don't have that. We're not gonna have that. So for them to tell me that my family is from Nigeria or whatnot, but I don't have any relatives over there, it's kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? They're just checking, like I said, DNA markers, similarities of. We're talking about as people are in a particular region, their bodies adapt, and you have things like sickle cell trait and things like that that are those are DNA markers that they can find within your DNA test. So you got to take some of that with a grain of salt when you're talking about the ethnicity part. However, the DNA test will match you with living relatives who have taken a DNA test. So if you are uncertain about certain things, within your family history, then it could actually open up some doors and kind of unlock um, some family members that you didn't know actually existed. As a matter of fact, it happened to one of my aunts, like my mom's sister. She thought she was, a part of one family. Come to find out, she ain't no relation to that family. And somebody reached out to her, was like, "Hey, I think you're my sister," And then another person reached out to her, said, "Hey, I was adopted, and this DNA test is showing you as my aunt, and I need to find out who my dad was." And all of this happened because, she took a DNA test. Now she was in denial. She didn't reach out to those people. And 10 years later, I had to talk to her. I said, Auntie, you need to know your other side of the family. I said, you need to reach out to them people. So she finally reached back out. She was like, well, I don't know them people. I said, well, that's the reason they reached out to you, so you can get to know them. You know what I'm saying? You talk about, I don't know them people. Of course you don't. That's the reason they try to get to know you. But yeah, so if you have some of those question marks in your family, it could it could be helpful. However, it depends. How much of a conspiracy theorist are you, though? Because there are conspiracies that they are trying to do some Henrietta Lacks type stuff.
And that's what I'm scared of, right? So I'm like, I don't know what I want to do, but I want to know some things that I'm not finding out. So I'm stuck into a rock and a hard place. I'm like, well, what's the most trusted one? Like.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. Ancestry, they will never sell or give away your information. That's a part of their contract. They never sell or give away your DNA information. However, who's to say that they don't have some sort of internal genetics research department that is doing something with your, because just because they didn't sell it or give it away, to anybody else, doesn't mean that they aren't doing some sort of genetic research with our DNA profiles as well. So I don't know. It's just a matter of what risk you're really willing to take, and for the reward of knowing who you descend from and who your family really is.
Look, I ran into one of my cousins like that in New Orleans on some fluke shit. It was crazy too, cause like me and the homie, we always was in the same area, and we was from two different sides of town. I'm from downtown, he from uptown, but like we ended up going to school together. So I just kept looking at dude, and every time I look up, he looking at me, and it was like I don't know, like we got that little vibe of whatever from each other. So I just trusted my gut and I asked him a couple questions, and come to find out, we got the same AT, but his daddy ended up marrying one of my auntie's sisters. It's crazy, but that was, come to find out, that was my cousin, and we didn't know each other from a can of paint. It was just a vibe, like a crazy little tingle. So you probably done ran across some of your people, especially if you done ran across some of them in the South. You'll get that vibe from somebody. You just trust your gut sometimes. That's all.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's facts. That something similar happened to me. Um, Walking home from school. You know what I'm saying? Like in high school or whatnot. you know, uh, some kids from another school, was walking, past us, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we would just we started scoring on each other, you know what I'm saying? And we would do this every single day. We just start like flaming each other up, you know what I'm saying? Come to find out, I go to one of my great uncle's funerals, and me and my brother, we were related, to them cats, you know what I'm saying? They was our cousins, you know? So sometimes you just got a vibe, you know what I'm saying? You're absolutely right.
And I never heard none of them other folks talk about that. Like, it's like they don't even know each other. It's wild. It's like you can explain it, but you can't explain it. Like nobody will understand but us. So
Yeah,
I love that about it. I love everything about us, bro. Damn, we so dope.
yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. But yeah, Keita, you got to weigh out the pros and cons. You know what I'm saying? You got to weigh out the pros and
Well,
cons.
I
I
was
don't know.
gonna do it, but I was gonna keep it to myself and continue to do my genealogy.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to do it to have like some type of maybe roadmap, guideline. I don't know, maybe.
You ain't got no older cousins that should be kicking
It's
it with
so
or talking
crazy,
to?
right? Like my grandmama, my uncle, my grandmama brother, he just passed away last year. My uncle Joe, he passed away last year, so he was the head. He was the last dead on my grandmama's side. As far as her kids, my uncle, he in Columbus still. That's where my grandmama was born. She was born in Columbus, Ohio, too, as a little girl. So I've been getting with my people and getting stuff, but like I said, it's these people putting people. I don't know what's going on, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That happened in my family too.
my granny was like, oh man, my mama's mama, she had been married like 8 times. She was a bigamist. That's what you call a person that been married and like to 8, 9 different people. Is that what you call that?
I think that is the word.
Yeah, my grandma. She had a lot of husbands. My mama's mama. That's no lie. She got like,
She was a black widow.
oh,
Oh, she get a divorce.
I'm asking. No, look, I'm asking.
Yeah.
I mean, all of her husbands didn't pass away, but she did leave. When I used to talk to all her exes, they used to be like, boy, your grandmama girl, Lord Jesus. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, she had a nickname. They used to call her Switchblade Lola.
A succubus.
No,
Eh,
no,
Oh my God.
no, not Lola.
yeah, Air 18.
Kitty keep telling me I look like her. I favor her grandmother.
You do in the eyes, y'all eyes, and y'all right when you got your mask on, I can look at you. I'll be like, dang, you look like right from your forehead to your eyes. That part right there. You gonna see when I show you her picture. You gonna see what I'm talking about. But you know, I got my grandma, my mama, but yeah, like my grandmama, she went to prison when my mama was a baby because she unalived my grandfather because he was very abusive.
Oh wow.
He put his feet on her, and so yeah. But she didn't go to prison for life. You know, back then, she did like 7 years at a Women's County facility. I got a picture of her on the thing, and she was pregnant with my mama when she was in prison.
Your Detroit family's from Alabama?
Hmm?
Your Michigan family is from
No,
Alabama?
my grandmama was born in Columbus, and then I got a lot of family in Muskegon. Their last name is Kitchen. They was like they on the police force, and then my grandmama's auntie's son, he was like city council because my grandma moved to Muskegon and she took care of my auntie Donice while she was going through her transition home care. She ended up being like 98 when she passed away. So I met her. I met my family in Muskegon. I got a little family history on how rich our roots is in Muskegon, Michigan. And then Columbus, like I said, my roots is very thick in Columbus. And my grandmother's, that's what I'm trying to find out where my grandmama's mama was born. Was she born in Columbus or was she born down south? So I'm stuck
Right,
right
that's
there.
what I'm.
Yeah, I'm stuck right there on that side. But I know my daddy's history way more than my mom's because my daddy is still here with me. So I'm able to ask him questions. But my mama and granny both passed away.
Oh, sorry. So I'm gonna tell you in your case, I would have Daddy take the ancestry.com. I prefer 23andMe, but they having too many problems. I wouldn't even tell you to do that. But ancestry.com will give y'all some more answers than what you already have now, especially since it's such a mix up with the names. Yeah.
Look, first test the dog first. Test the dog first.
They got pet
And see
DNA
what.
tests. Hold on, I am me. Don't do that. They literally have pet DNA tests on ancestry.com. So you could get one for your doggy if you have one, and you could get one for your human.
That is hilarious. When I seen the dude with the iguana, and it was like, it just TikTok just sent me down this crazy rabbit hole. Man, I seen the iguana, I seen the dog, I seen the pet rabbit, and all of them came back Nigerian, and I was like, oh my goodness.
Well,
Yeah,
you
my
know
German
that,
Shepherd,
hold
100%
on.
West African dog.
Y'all do know that Nigerians are similar to Haitians in more ways than one, right? And that would be their gourmet items too.
Mm.
Lucy.
Right. See?
Lord Jesus.
So of course there's gonna be, they're consuming them.
Oh yeah, all that stuff is disgusting. Ugh.
Yeah, but I don't want to talk about that.
There's a
Hi, Petty.
Yeah. So
Hey,
all
how you doing,
right, Auntie,
sis?
I'm gonna keep you posted with what I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have this. What I'm gonna do.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna take one. I'm gonna have my daddy take one, and then I'm gonna have my uncle, which is my granny's last living child, take one. But him and my mama did not have the same father, so. But at least he would be able to give me something off my grandmama's side.
Let me explain
As
something
far
to
as
you.
like my great granny, go ahead.
Okay, so even identical twins will not have the exact same DNA, right? So like it's like I like to explain it to people as the jackpot machine. Then you pull a lever, and then ding, 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 and then different, like say a grape falls out, strawberries, and a cherry, right? With each pull of the lever, you can either have different types of fruit or the exact same fruit, right? So every time a woman conceives, right, the act of conception is like pulling that lever. You never know what DNA components the child would get, right? So my children may have the same father, but they have uh, one has they might have the same DNA matches, or one may have a DNA match that's not necessarily on the other one's um, DNA match list, because it's all about the DNA components and how the jackpot ding 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 happens. So I just felt like I should tell you that. Does that make sense to y'all?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could say. I say the most accurate thing I seen with like a lot of the DNA tests is it could definitely trace your brother, your sister, your cousins.
Yeah, I'm just looking for intermediate. I'm not looking for my relatives in Africa right now. So that's way down the line. I can care less about that.
Yeah,
You won't
I
find them.
did the
I'm
23 and
just
Me.
trying to trace my family back to the census. That's it.
Yeah,
You feel me?
Well,
After
you
that,
can do that
it
without
is
a
what it
DNA
is.
test.
Once I get to the census, I'm good. I just don't want to, I just
Do
want to
that
make
without
sure
the
that I'm
DNA.
on the census rolls.
So,
Yeah,
Keita,
you
your
can do that
African
without the
cousins
DNA
gonna
test,
ask you to
though.
send them some money.
You don't need a DNA test to find your family on the census.
But with the proper last names, though, Dred, that's why I want to. What I mean, like I like that, like with people put name it. You know what I'm saying? Like I just want to make sure that I'm correct when I'm.
I am your cousin in Ghana. I need some
Y'all
money,
petty as hell,
please.
childish.
Yes, yes, yes. I am your cousin.
Loaf of bread.
That's
Loaf
why
of
I'm just trying to
bread.
find my people on the plantation.
You
Nah, I feel that. So what about the other side of your family? Can't the other side of your family, are the names matching up?
So
Or
me and on my daddy's side, like me and my cousin T, we working on that. That's my Louisiana. My daddy was born in Alexandria, and I got family in New Orleans. And like I said, they do speak that New Orleans Creole. But now I'm trying to name it right because some people said by me saying patois mean that they was Haitian. So I'm like, okay, well, let me not speak on that or not until I find out
Girl, we don't
that.
speak no New Orleans Creole. We speak Project English.
No. Some of my family down there, my cousins, they actually they was having a whole conversation.
It's French. Look, if you learn French, you can learn that.
Yeah, but it was some other kind of
Yeah, what
French
she got to
though.
say?
It
But
was
they
some
throw
other
What
kind
happened?
of
slang. They
French.
What
throw
got to
slang
say?
in it. It's more like like a lot of us speak French. Like when you hear us saying "beaucoup," it's really pronounced
Yeah, I didn't
"beaucoup,"
understand none of it,
which
but it
is
was
a lot.
beautiful. And they was talking amongst each other, and I'm just looking back and forth, looking back and forth. And then my one cousin, he was just really, really dark brown, like really, really, really dark. And then my other cousin was really, really light brown. So it was a very like arranged. So I've been meeting all my people on my daddy's side and seeing where my grandma came from, and meeting all my her sisters, my aunties that still stay down in Beaumont. So they was just giving me history. I plan on going down there again this summer because now I'm gonna go down there with my notebook because I'm gonna take notes because I'm really taking it serious. So I'm on a search to find my family on the plantation, y'all. So wish me luck.
And look, ask for the photo. Ask for the photo album. That's where everything
Yeah.
at. I know in New Orleans, if you get hold of the photo album, you got like all the family jewels in
Yeah, I
there.
gotta get with my cousins in Detroit and my cousins in Columbus to do my mama side to get my photos because my grandmama kids, my aunties, they moved to Vegas. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm still in contact with my cousins, but they passed away. You know, my aunties passed away now. Like I said, my uncle is my grandmama's only living kid right now. So.
This might come as a shocker to you. You know what you gonna find in genealogy is just because they may have stayed on a plantation don't mean that they was a slave. You're gonna find that out too.
Mhm.
You know, they actually have people who are documented as slaves on plantations, and then you have families that actually own land on the plantation, or some families was just there to work. You had that too. So, you know,
Mhm.
The Sifax family, I believe her name is Maria from Arlington, Virginia, if not mistaken. She was given a certain amount of plots of land. Yeah, so that does happen. Yeah, it does happen.
But Auntie gonna help me get my shit together though. So
Uh,
ain't that right, Auntie? Yeah, so
let's
she gonna know all my
let's see how
secrets.
you do on the midterms. We still got midterms coming up. Let's see how you do on the midterms.
Oh, look at her hold. She bribing me, y'all. That's not right. Look at her. See that bribe? Mm-mm-mm.
Huh? What happened? What I
That's a bribe.
did? What dread dipped off onto teacup for? I'm not sitting here to listen to people homework today. I think we had a nice session.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start winding down because I do want to relax. I've been trying to get my little sleep in. I noticed the bags under my eyes, and if I'm gonna be stomping the yard for the lineage, you know, screaming at the Ghanaians, the this, that, and the third, I gotta be well rested. So
Yes. Yeah.
there's some things, Skeeter, and I didn't forget about our Zoom call. I just literally have it. When I get off here, I usually go to sleep unless D or somebody's live. Then I'll go in their live and fall asleep on the piano. But I really like this live today. But I did have a question. Number three. How you know here, Auntie, when I say we may not all get along, we all may not have the same passion, but we all have the same goal. That's to protect the lineage and get everything that the government owes, not only our ancestors, but us too. So we're demanding tangibles, protections, so on and so forth. So, have you found your work group yet? Because y'all don't need to worry about or say that that's not good enough when you see an activist say, this is what I was doing, this is the outcome. I hate when people do that. They ain't do the work, but they want to critique the work. So, I want everybody to get in their work groups with like-minded people. Don't sabotage, talk about, or throw the other people under the bus, especially if we have the same goal. So have y'all found y'all work group yet? And do you have any initiatives that you feel that BX, a BX network, can help you with or collaborate on? Anyone?
I have been I've been finding out my purpose or my workbook group in this fight for our lineage is more so on the local political side. So like I'd be really interested in the conversations when I go around different panels when people start talking about what we need to do in our local politics because that's very important to me. I'm also searching with a group and we're researching the Green Party and we're going to be reaching out to the Green Party because we found out the Green Party is in all 50 states. And out of all the parties that we have in existence, it is the only one that agrees for cash reparations for foundational Black Americans and land. The only thing that I did not like about the Green Party was the running mate of the Green Party. You could tell that the running mate was very anti-Black and pro-immigration. So that's what we want to do. We want to get with the with her and try to figure out if she's willing to change her running mate because there are things that we don't like.
Okay, don't give all the strategy. Don't give all the strategy. But
Okay.
I get it. So I like the fact that y'all are proactive. And so I'm going to give you a little feedback as teacher, auntie, Professor BX Taquito, one of my favorite nieces. Don't give out too much strategy and don't don't trust the tethers too much. And don't even trust those who come up on the panel for the first time and tell them to follow you. They got to come around and interact with us more so that we could get a feel for if they have another agenda that may not align with us or if they're really on code with us. Because I think you're so bubbly. And I love that about you and I love that for us. But I want you to be just a little tad bit more like, don't ever tell nobody to follow BX.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They can't follow you anyway, Auntie, but yes, I get it.
But I also want you to protect yourself and the work that you and because I know the women who you're in the group with, doing the work group with, but I want you to protect y'all work as well. Because some people come around you, see what you're doing, and go revamp it and claim it as this. And the revamp won't even align with our lineage work. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I know that from experience. So that's the only feedback I have, Keita.
Okay.
Yeah. And we still got to have that Zoom call because I saw something and I got to double check my computer, but I'm tired. My brain is foggy and I just want to relax.
All right.
Brother Dread, you kind of went on Teacup when I was asking the question about the work groups. Did you find a work group or did you want to present your homework assignment?
A work group? I don't know. I don't know what.
Where's Yoda when I need him? You just ain't know nothing this morning today. And I got to figure out what your
I woke
punishment
up.
is going to be.
Nah, I mean,
I just
I
said
woke up
work group.
and jumped straight onto the live and all that. You know, and one thing about me, I think I have undiagnosed ADHD because like I'll be trying to multitask. I'll be doing 10 things at one time. And
He's pulling Amanda Seals on us, y'all. He's self-diagnosing himself.
say again.
Okay, I don't know. I might have to
He gonna say,
send
and
him
he gonna
to
pick
the
the one
principal's
that
office.
feel sympathy for because I have bobble mind. I'm like a cat. I cannot stick on one task.
Nah, that's true. That's true. I think I've kind of always known that about myself. You know, I do remember like when I was little, I was probably like maybe 4 years old, maybe 5, and I remember looking around at people who
The
were
Black
sitting
American
still
have fat
and not
Amanda.
doing shit, no doing anything. They just sitting there and paying attention. And I remember looking around and wondering how they were able to do it, how they were able to focus without, you know, just feeling distracted, how they didn't need to get up and do and you know, and I remember thinking that as a little kid, I was probably like 4 years old. Um, yeah, I struggle with that, you know, and I've been the same way my entire life, and it's all good, you know. Um, so if I miss something or whatnot, it's not on purpose or anything like that, or me just like being rude. It's just the way my brain works. I have trouble, you know, sometimes staying still. So so yeah, matter of fact, BX, I could hear you still, you know, when I went on tea time, I was actually responding to your Instagram message. So if you check your Instagram, you'll see that I was responding to you there while I was listening, to the live.
Yeah,
I
you
just,
got
I don't know.
ADHD because you could have
I don't
waited
see it.
for that.
I
And
don't
I
see
saw
it.
your laugh or what was it, the crying emoji. Because sometimes I got jokes. So work groups, sometimes work groups are that we may not all share the same passion, or we may not all get along, but we still want to do the work for the lineage, and we're not getting off of TikTok, right? So we may find some people whose passion aligns with ours, and so instead of throwing each other under the bus, we get in work groups and we work and collaborate with other work groups because we all have the same goal in mind, just different ways to get there. So I just want everybody to remain busy doing the work instead of busy working my last nerves coming at me. And you and Keita and Petty and Black America, like, do the work and stop doxing people. So I asked, or bringing up my children's father every 5 minutes. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Have you found your work group yet? If so, what initiatives have you that BX Network, BX of BX Network, could choose to assist you with by sharing or even collaborate with you on? So, Dread, I already know the answer because you be missing Zoom meetings. So I'll let you tell the class for yourself.
Yeah, no, I don't have a work group. I'm not very social. You know what I'm saying? I'm sometimes, I don't talk a lot, and that's another thing. I don't talk a lot. That's why sometimes I'll go into rooms and I just chill in the comment section. I might comment here and there. I don't talk a lot, and I'm not very social, and I don't mess with a lot of people. So I don't have a work group, and I don't know about that.
You too creative for that bland answer. I would have been like, well, you know what, Professor BX, that hymn you sent me, I've been working on it diligently, and so this is basically a solo project based off the prompt that you have given me. Like I would have spun the hell out of that dread.
Yeah, I mean,
Hi, Kiki Lolo.
all I can do is be me. You know what I'm saying? That's all I can do is be me.
Okay,
You know.
Dread. But I bet you if I turned on the karaoke machine, because you've been doing that a lot lately, but I know what that is. I'm an old fogey, and you want to be over there with the young, pretty ladies and go over there and flirt and say, look, I got the vocals. You be over there and they be like, oh, let me throw my bra at
Dre
you.
is he Dre
Redhead.
has a woman that throw her panties to him pop. I think he ain't studying us. I think
Lord,
he just like to sing.
I think so.
Hi, Petty. Petty is here today for the simple fact that he was acting up in his class and had to come over here to the echo chamber for a little while. So, as you could tell, Petty, he cracks a lot of jokes. He's a comedian. Right, Petty? It's in his name, y'all. Petty Tendergrass.
Yes, ma'am. I definitely be cracking jokes on him.
Anything you would like to get off your chest, or so I did have some topics real fast. Freedom schools. Freedom schools was mentioned in New York's reparation hearing. Freedom School was built around our Reconstruction era by the formerly enslaved and free people of color, designed for our people. But conveniently, the North, as they want to say, is trying to implement freedom schools that will be inclusive to everybody, meaning the Africans, the Caribbeans, the Latinos, the this, the that, and the third. Here's my thing. Why must they take every aspect of our culture and be vultures? This is past tethering. This is vulturing our history. And our children don't benefit from ESL. Now, immigrants will benefit from that, but there are things that our children are excluded from. And rightfully so, because that doesn't have anything to do with our children. And we should have the same thing for our children. Freedom schools should remain as they were, for us, by us, for us, and for our children. So, would you like to touch on that before I wind down?
Yeah, I agree. You know, I think freedom school should be for our children. And if I seen anything like that, I would support it. I'm very supportive of things that I see that's tangible that could possibly benefit our group. I definitely support that. And we do. Honestly, if we could legally have our own education that we could give to the kids, that would be great. Because the current education system that that's fed to kids in public school is propaganda. So it would be good if we could have like a freedom school education curriculum that we could create for our kids.
I agree. So I just want to thank you for your submission. I just want to say this. Since as Simon, he's peeked in this room more than once, and obviously he stood out in the hallway just watching, right? Or he's kept scrolling, so he's basically playing hooky, and I believe it's because it says midterm exams, and he's another one delinquent on the homework. So, because we have people who have to make up homework, the midterm exams will be like Friday. So expect me to go live like Tuesday or Wednesday. And I suggest everybody have their presentations ready. No excuses. Do I make myself clear? I'm stepping into my role, y'all.
To the
Absolutely.
boys, to the
Yes,
men,
ma'am. Yes,
to the
ma'am.
men's. I did my homework, so she's not talking to me.
I gotta give Keita her props. I really gotta give my niece her props. Keita will sit here, just me and her, and she will do her homework. We will go over it together. And y'all come in, I'll be right back. I gotta walk the dog. Oh, I'll be right back. I'm doing something. Or you get news of a live that's jumping, and you'll be like, oh, send me the live. I gotta go. I'll be back though, BX. I'll be back. And y'all just never come back. So I don't know. But I won't hold that against y'all. I do great on the curve. As long as y'all get your homework in, even if it's late, and pass the midterms, you should go move up. Okay? And you won't have to repeat a class or two. Okay, y'all?
And Dred
You're
got to
going
tap
to the
more
new
into his
classes.
solo mission since he's a loner child.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
This is funny. This is fun. Who
I'm,
would have
I'm,
thought
I'm
adults?
kind of similar to
Dred the
Dred.
person in school that I like messing with the people that don't like being bothered.
That's annoying, Keto.
I
I gotta tell
know.
you. And she's so
Oh,
bubbly too. You
Right.
ever met
And that's what I'm
somebody?
saying. Because why? You don't want to talk to me. So I have to find out.
Oh, I got you. I thought you meant like people like me that's just moody. So sometimes you could be a little bit too bubbly because I gotta raise my frequency for the day. And here come Keita before I can raise it. Hi, Auntie, how you doing? Oh, well, Auntie, I was just over there. And I'll be like, okay, Keita, I know.
yeah.
Don't worry, y'all. I love
You
y'all.
know what, BX, I did send you my research project though in your inbox. Alice Ball, right? She was a researcher that cured leprosy. Alice Ball, and some YT guy took credit for her research, but people actually found her all of her notes and everything that actually proved that she was the creator of the what's called the Ball method that allowed her to cure leprosy. And her name is Alice Ball. She passed away at age 24, randomly, after her research was successful and she was able to cure leprosy. So that's my homework for my um a black American woman who is kind of missing from history and that people need to talk about more. You know what I'm saying? So y'all look her up, Alice Ball, 1892 to 1916. She passed away very, very young. And
Oh yeah,
I
that's
don't
young
know.
as heck. 24. That's
Yeah,
my baby age right now. Oh my God.
yep. But she accomplished a lot, and I think that I think it was foul play. You know what I'm saying? Honestly, um, because they want to steal her research, and that's what I think. And that's just my opinion on it. But see there. Remember, I had sent that to your inbox about Alice Ball.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna. You did a marvelous job. I'm not even gonna say what I thought. I'm happy
Yeah.
that you came through in the clutch and you restored hope. My hope in this class. Excuse me, my hope in this class. Okay, you really restored my hope in this class. And all divine honors to the great Alice Ball. May she never be forgotten.
No
Thank
doubt.
you for sharing her story.
You're
Yeah, that
welcome.
was dope. Oh my God, 24 years old. That just hurt my feelings. And you got to think it would have to be something that these white tea people did. Because what the heck would you expect a 24-year-old to unalive from? Like, right? She was just starting her life, right? So, dang, shout out to her and may she rest
Yeah.
in heaven and peace always. And we will say her name.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yes, Alice Ball. I have a question though. You know how the president or the governor or whoever it is can exonerate somebody posthumously? Can we start an investigation and have the person we suspect, like, see if we can find anything to confirm that he really had foul play in her unaliving, and then have him charged? Can we do that? What can we do?
They
I
did that
don't
for
know.
Medgar Evers.
I think it's possible.
Okay, we're gonna put that on our project list, right? See if we could go down the rabbit hole. I don't think I do journalism, but I don't think I went down a rabbit hole. Everybody's quiet.
Yeah, hold on. Matter of fact, I could look it up right now. Can somebody be
Thank you.
charged? You said Medgar Evers, unalivers got charged posthumously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I guess it is possible then.
It's a couple people too that unalivers got charged after they like years when the case was cold. And sometimes I think even with the statute of limitations, when it's about being unalived, I think the statute of limitations go way longer because it's
It
somebody,
doesn't.
huh? It does not?
Mm-mm.
Okay,
Really?
it says
No.
Byron De La Beckwith, the white tea supremacist who unalived Medgar Evers in 1963, was not charged posthumously. Instead, he was convicted and sentenced to life in prison in 1994, 30 years after the crime. He unalived in
Um,
prison 7 years later in 2001.
but these, okay, so we're Black American and we create our own lanes, right? If we can't get lawyers to step up for reparations, I don't know how much we could get them to step up for, but that's the power of media. We could do the whole investigation, document it, and with our findings, and then spread the word of it. Because why should her story go untold? Why should he always look like the hero if he has something to do with her unaliving, and we know why he would do that?
The current,
That's
well, I was wondering excuse me, the current reparations fight. I heard different groups speaking about this, and I heard there's somebody in, I think it's Delaware or Maryland. They're doing the reparations thing over there. Then I heard in California they're doing the reparations thing. I don't know. I guess my question is, what are they petition? What are they petitioning reparations for? That's my question.
so I got to tell you, you got to tap in with their specific reparationists, because each state has their own people who sort of you watches the hearings and tries to push for it to be a certain way, right? So I'm going to say it's for slavery, right? But sometimes they will add like Jim Crow, mass incarceration, so on and so forth. So for New York, we don't really want to move past slavery, right? Because for Jim Crow and stuff, we've had the Caribbean here for over 100 years, and them and the Latinos seem to think that they should be on reparations with us because they willingly migrated here. If we move past slavery, enter mass incarceration, Jim Crow, redlining, segregation. Some of these folks, these tethers, their families were here. However, the claim is for slavery, and they weren't targeted or subjugated the same way we were. But since they could seem to prove that they were in this country during a certain time period, everybody, the Pan Africans, it's just, oh, it's for everybody, and they're coming and they're muddying the waters for us. So, like I tell them, if you came here and your family has green cards and naturalization papers and you got this visible accent stuff, then you're not like us. Whatever claim, I'm not saying they don't need to be repaired, but they got to go after CARICOM and make CARICOM fight their claim for them. They can't be over here muddying the waters for us. So, as far as I know, the claims state by state is for slavery with some variation depending on the state, because some are going for like mass incarceration and Jim Crow. So the best thing to do is when you hear somebody say a state and their reparations is to ask them, do they know what their state is going for? And they'll tell you if they know. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a question I always ask. I guess the only reason why I asked that is it possible? I say this: is it possible to get reparations for slavery if slavery was legal worldwide?
You just got that from the UN. Stop it. You just got. Let me tell you something. Reparations for slavery is being paid out, right? Let me see. Asheville, North Carolina is getting reparations. So they're getting paid out for certain instances that could have happened. Now, the Bay, they were approved for reparations, and the package, last time I checked, the package came with a certain amount in cash payments, and their annual incomes cannot be less than, I want to say, 97,000 annually. So there are instances where people are winning, or states are winning reparations for us. The problem for some of them is the way the tethers, will they be included or not? And Edward Bloom, did y'all know he's going after Evanston, Illinois?
Oh, that's that dude Bloom. That's from Ben Harbor.
That took
the old white
that helped
man.
get away affirmative action. Yeah, him and the Asian. Yeah. I forgot to put that on my list.
He's from Ben Harbor, Michigan. I was like, why he gotta be from my state?
We got some funky white tea New Yorkers too.
With his old bag, he should just go sit down. He like bag of bones. He need to go sit down.
Well, somebody got to be paying him. Allegedly. I don't want my page taken down. But I'm going to say this. If you have a question and stuff, I'm going to tell you to start tapping into the reparationists. I'm just a supporter, right? Some people say, you're a reparationist too. But I don't sit with legislators, right? And I don't suggest policy that is written. The reparationists will do that. So you got to talk to people who are stomping the yard in the states you want to know about. They'll be able to give you more clear answers. But as far as I know, most of our claims are for slavery.
Okay, I have no issue with that. I guess my thing, as long as there's a paper trail of success with people that actually have success in the states for, say, reparations for slavery, I have no issue with that. I mean, but yeah, that I guess that was my biggest, concern with it, because, that's the government's argument, is that it was legal. So it's like, I was
But the argument to who though? They're not telling us that. They're telling us, the descendants of U.S. chattel slavery era, they don't have enough to pay us. They're telling Ghana and them that internationally it was legal.
Yeah, it wasn't
Am I
legal what they
correct?
did to us. That was cruel and intent. That was violence. That was savagery. They was vicious with the slavery. So it ain't, I'm not gonna let no white tea person tell me what they did to us was illegal. Hell no. That's why they don't even want to talk about it. That's why they want to take it out and rub it and erase it out of books because of the brutality of it. That's what the pain and suffering and the mental. Man, them people did our people wrong. I'm not finna let no white tea person tell me, oh, well, it was legal. Man, look, okay, bring me your mama, bring me your sister, and let me do them like that. Let's see if you like it. You won't. So then, exactly, you're gonna pay for it. Because if I can't do that same thing to your mama, your sister, and you too, then yeah, it's not good and it's not legal.
Yeah, that's their pushback against, like you said, that's their pushback against the African countries. Is they pull out those records showing that it was sanctioned. That the transactions were real, and that the Africans, they sold their own neighboring tribes and stuff. They sold it. They did it on their own. Basically, it was nothing that was forced. Basically.
But that's why we don't support Africa, because Africa don't have a claim. That's why we will not stand behind them, because they were sellers and traders themselves. We are the victim. Our ancestors were the victim. The government of the US is not no victim. Ghana or none of them African countries is not a victim. None of these dang on people is the victim. The only victims is our ancestors, and we are the descendants of them. And we want what's rightfully due to our ancestors on this land. I'm not worried about Europe, none of that stuff. I'm talking to the United States because my ancestors suffered here. And that's it.
No, that's totally understandable. You know, but I always, like I said, when these conversations come around, I always bring up that other side of it, though. Because there are conversations going on, say internationally, but I agree. The reparations for slavery, it has to be on American soil. It can't be for anything else. You know.
Um, I'm sorry, my son was bothering me. I'm sorry. What was that last statement you made, Petty?
No, I was saying that. No, I said there are conversations that are
Hmm.
going on internationally, and I was saying that if reparations is fought for, it has to be from what happened on American soil versus anything else.
So, Black Americans, that is our fight. That we're going after our government for United States chattel slavery. We're not even asking about the 13 colonies and all of that, because that's a whole nother different type of beast, right? The U.S. government wasn't in existence, so we can't fight or ask for anything under a government that didn't exist at that time. So when you think about what Black Americans are asking for, really, when we say slavery, is from the year 1870, our emancipation era. So we want it all back. Yeah.
No, you're right, because the United States, what came into the existence in what 1770, 1780, something like that.
1776.
Yeah, 1776. So
Hmm. Yeah,
it
so the
was
Caribbean need to go F off, because I don't understand why they showing up. Because the Dutch stopped transporting the ancestors, that's that body. Stopped transporting the ancestors in the 1770s. So, yeah.
that actually makes sense.
Exactly. We're not worried about nothing but, like Auntie said, from 1865, well, 1776 to what, Auntie? and beyond. Well, not beyond.
1870. We're going for 1870, 1865 to 1870.
1870. Yeah.
Right. Okay, so then you got to be careful too, right? Because I'm going to say the 1840s, free ancestors left and went into Liberia. Those people can't come back here now. They've been asking who's going to get the free money. I heard one of them say that, and since then I didn't really like the Liberians. They doing too much. The Nova Scotians don't bother us at all. I have yet to see a Nova Scotian on this app bothering me about some damn reparations. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. The claim is for slavery. However, sometimes people or commissions, people who are allowed to talk at the reparations hearings, and organizations themselves that say they're out to help us, literally bring up mass incarceration, redlining, Jim Crow. I'm not saying we're not old for that, but if we want to get the ball rolling on preparing or receiving things specifically for us, like everybody's been specifically receiving for them, we can't go after Jim Crow at this time because some of the Caribbean and the Latinos were in this country. So
that makes sense. You know,
Yeah. That makes
you know,
sense.
it just that's always my question. You know, because the history is so much that happened.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I definitely say people need to do their genealogies because, you know, that bill get passed, then you have to prove that you had a slave in your ancestry that was affected by slavery at that time period. Because that's what they're going to ask for. Then, you know, that's the next step, basically.
Yeah. Goddamn.
yeah, we have to prove who we are. Nobody's just getting a check. We have to prove that we found our ancestors on the 1870s.
Absolutely.
So this is the one thing me and the American Indians can also agree on, right? Do your genealogy. It may be for different reasons, right? Because they don't want me calling myself black, some of them. But it's very important to be able to prove who you and your ancestors are, especially at a time of reparations. But if you're a spiritualist, you do really, really, really want to know your ancestors. So get that genealogy done. Dred, did you have something you wanted to say? I believe you're off mute.
Oh no, I was just chilling. My bad. Let me mute up.
So, if there's nothing else, I'm gonna go ahead and log off. But if you're honestly, guys, if you have not done your genealogy, start doing it. I'm gonna ask you to safeguard your genealogy. I'm gonna ask you to use your discernment if you decide to use somebody or if you decide to get your lineage verified by anybody, because you still got to give your genealogy, your information to somebody else. I'm going to ask you, I know we like to share our pictures, but to use discernment even when sharing your pictures. Why? Because people are literally trying to appropriate us in our history any way we can, any way they can, right? And they are taking our ancestors' pictures. What do I mean by that? So I was saying I usually post my grandmother every now and then, just because I love to see her, right? And she's gone. She transitioned in 2011. I think she was the most beautiful woman in the world, and people that remember her remember the way that she used to dress, right? So one time I had my pictures up of my grandmother. And some started saying, you know, VX, take the pictures down. Take the pictures down. And then all of a sudden, after I took the pictures down, boom, guess what? People were taking other people's pictures and trying to pass them off for their lineage. If you notice when people come up and, well, y'all wasn't around then, but Dred will probably tell you, people will want to show their DNA test. I'll be like, not right here, not right now. We don't, because you don't know who's looking in from the hallway. So I'm just going to ask everybody to be careful as we move forward. If you didn't get your genealogy done, get it done, but use your discernment if you're going to use anybody to do the research for you. And I'll end there.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yep, I'm finna get off the phone and go call my uncle, and I'm finna tap in with my cousins. Look, I got some shit to do. So I'm gonna be on
Yes.
TikTok for at least an hour.
You a lie. You gonna be peeking in 20 minutes.
No,
You
no,
just
no,
like
no.
sitting
I'm
here.
finna get on the phone
Okay, no
call.
problem, Drag.
I'm finna get on the phone call for real.
Okay. All right, y'all, because I could keep y'all here all day and I really want to get up and move around
Yeah,
before I lay
yeah.
When
down.
I talk to you later, I'm gonna have at least 4 more last names. Watch.
Okay.
I be
I love
peeking in.
determination.
I be
Go
peeking
ahead,
in
Ted.
on the different conversations. I don't be on here, all the time, but I do be peeking my head in sometimes, to see what people talking about. I like interesting panels like this, but and then
Thank
sometimes
you.
I do like to go to panels that don't be talking about nothing,
You like
nothing
to
of
edit.
significance, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I enjoy Sister BX panel definitely. I like this panel.
Thank you. So, yeah. So I'm gonna stay class dismissed. Love, peace, light, and reparations to my foundational Black Americans or anyone of the lineage who could identify as such but just don't like to label bang or reclassify themselves because they tired of being renamed. So I love us for real.
E1,
And I'm
B2.
E1B2. Tell everybody what that means, Keita.
It means ethnicity first, Black second.
Right. Why is that? Because this is new for people.
Because I feel like our ethnicity is way more important than the label of being Black, because too many stains are on Black, but we want to protect Black. So we protect our ethnicity first because that is our culture, that is who we are, that is Black American. And then Black is, is our experience. They want to make it a social status, our race, but we're going to protect that too. So our ethnicity first, Black second.
Yes, yes, ma'am. I hear it. All right.
I agree.
Peace. Thank you. Peace.
Peace,
Peace.
peace, peace, peace.
panel. But see, the thing is, people missing that this is social media, and we got a right to agree to disagree. Nobody have to listen to what you say on social media, man, and follow you. I don't join gangs. I don't join cliques. I didn't join my father fraternity. I don't just follow people because they're supposedly black or what they say out their mouth. That could just be nonsense. You got a right to disagree with somebody. Everybody got to follow you, or people on here doing foolish stuff that they know they're not willing to live or.
BX the storyteller, bringing the spark. No one does it better. BX, you've heard the rest, but she's the best. Yeah, she's the best. Oh, from ancient tales to modern schemes, unraveling truths and chasing dreams.